Destination mark.
Hey guys, how's it going? Marcelo here, and we are almost a month away from the release of CTR Nitro-Fueled. I'm excited, and so I figured a thoughts video was necessary. We haven't done one in a while, so might as well do one now. As you saw in the thumbnail, we've got these remastered collections right here from Vicarious Visions and Toys for Bob. So with Activision heading these devs to do these remasters, and now Beenox to do Nitro-Fueled, Beenox has had some time to study Reignited, have a little bit of a helping hand in Reignited, and see how Insane was handled. I especially had to pay really close attention to Insane since they're reusing Insane's assets for CTR. That being said, I feel that this remaster, CTR Nitro-Fueled, might just be the perfect one out of this whole bundle for Crash and Spyro. Might be the best one, and there are many points as to why. So let's dive right in. Got my trusty notes right here. I gotta bring them up real quick. So in no real particular order or kind of numbered sequence, we'll just get right into it, starting with the music. The music in Nitro-Fueled, the music in these remasters in general was always something that I've had personal slight issues with as someone who just enjoys listening to music. Insane's problem, which I touched on a bit in the Comeback Saga, was that there were too many bombastic moments in the soundtrack when it should have been a little bit more subdued and quiet. It was purposely done that way to make the world feel wacky and crazy and just really loud. That's not necessarily bad, but it kind of does ignore a lot of those more ambient background elements that Josh Mansell incorporated into the old soundtrack. Reignited's problem with the music is the complete opposite. While Insane went too bombastic with the quiet tracks, Reignited went too quiet with the bombastic tracks. So where we're supposed to have that oomph and that power in the percussion, the electric guitar, the other instruments, it kind of lacked here and there. But in Nitro-Fueled, with all the effects going on, if you can really listen to the music behind all of that, they nailed it down pretty accurately. Of all the tracks they showed off, I especially noticed it in Electron Avenue. They got it pretty damn accurate. And it's a C&K track, so you would think, oh, okay, well, it's Nitro Kart. People came here mostly for CTR. They're mostly hyped for CTR stuff. So with the Nitro Kart stuff, we can kind of be a little bit more free, a little bit more lenient. It doesn't have to exactly match the music, instrument-wise and stuff, from the old game. No, they pretty much got it accurate, like I said. It's close. It's really close, and I like it a lot. That power's there. The oomph is there. With CTR's original music, it's supposed to have that oomph, and it kind of avoids the Insane problem. Now, of course, I've playfully ragged on Crash Cove's music. Instead of the steel drum, they added brass, and it kind of sounds like the AV theme song, but there's still that power, there's still that familiarity with the music, and I like it a lot. So next is the visuals, and the visuals, dear God, are amazing. Even in, there was concept art, and sometimes you couldn't tell if it was a screenshot or if it was actual artwork. Like, that's crazy. And then when you actually saw the screenshots, you were like, the lighting is amazing. It's arguably better than Insane's. Like Insane and like Reignited, all the little intricacies, the details, the little characters and enemies from Insane just kind of roaming around in the background of the tracks. It's really cool stuff. It's really awesome stuff. Just those small things that you wouldn't think they would pay much attention to, pay much mind to. They do, and it's awesome for that. And then of course, as per the usual, you've got your whole people complaining about the resolution, the graphics and whatnot between ports. Of course, like Insane, they were saying that the Switch version doesn't look as good as the PS4 or Xbox versions. To that I say whatever. If it looks good, that's all we should be focusing on. It's not that hard. Now, in terms of the gameplay and how everything handles, I haven't played it yet. I wish I could. My GameStop doesn't have the demo yet, but for those who have played it, they say, you know, it feels good. It feels like classic CTR. The physics aren't exactly down the way they really should be, but, you know, that's been the case for Insane and for Reignited, so it's not going to be one-to-one. I understand that. I said that when Spyro was coming out, too. So we've learned our lesson twice over with the other two remasters. With this one, if they can get it as damn accurate as possible, that's great, of course, but it's not going to be the exact same. And if you listen to people who have played the demo already, no matter where it was, they've said pretty much that. It's close, not 100% accurate, but it's close. And of course, the content. So, Unlike Insane, which only had 2 extra levels as, you know, this crazy DLC, and with Spyro, Nitro-Fueled has a lot of content. This is not just a base remaster. This is a remaster of CTR. This is a celebration game of pretty much every era of Crash. You've got CTR, the base remaster. You've got Crash Nitro Kart content in the form of karts, boss characters being playable, and all the tracks being remastered as well. And we're even getting Crash Tag Team Racing stuff in the form of karts and costumes, as of right now. There's always room in the character selection for Pasadena Opossum and Von Clutch, so we'll see about that in due time. And I also want Nina, just like Crunch, who's a mainstay, a post-Night Dog mainstay. She should totally be in this. Like, there's no reason why she couldn't be in this. Speaking of Crunch, even though he has his Nitro Kart look in Nitro-Fueled, he was technically created by Traveler's Tales. So that covers Wrath of Cortex. And then like I mentioned in one of my analysis videos, Coco's hair here heavily resembles her hairstyle from Titans. And then again, Tag Team Racing as well is still that radical Sierra Entertainment era, so you get the best of every single era of Crash. And if Yaya Panda comes into this, then you've got, like, the mobile games as well. So yeah, this is a celebration game. It acknowledges pretty much every single era of Crash to some degree, and I think it's one of the first games to do so. At the time of this video, there's a lot of talk of, oh, are Tag Team Racing tracks going to be in the game or not? And I think it's possible, I really do. And my final point is that because this isn't a base remaster, and they're going above and beyond and adding all this post-Naughty Dog stuff, pretty much everything I said, most of what I said in the Comeback Saga Part 2.5 is kind of coming to pass with all this stuff, these characters, these acknowledgements of post-Naughty Dog stuff. They can then reintroduce all the characters and everything, not just from here, but in another game. So, a new game. If we get a new game after this one, they can add the post-Naughty Dog stuff back in, and newcomers won't be confused as to what that stuff is. This is a good way to spice up CTR, so it's not just, oh, these tracks, and these, like, 15 or so characters. Like, there's a lot more characters, there are a lot more tracks. The customization options, which never really happened to this degree in any other Crash racing game. It was supposed to happen in that canceled CTR 2010 game. Not again even to this degree. It went even crazier. It was going to go even crazier in that game. But with all this stuff, there is some crazy longevity with this game. It's not just what we know, it's a mesh of what we know, of what the big fans know. And when the newcomers come into this, they can celebrate every era of Crash without exactly knowing it at first, but they'll get the best of what all of those eras had to offer. And I think it's really cool. Again, it's a celebration game. It's not just a base remaster, it's not just what we know. It's Beenox taking what they learned from Reignited, what they learned from how Insane was handled, and meshing all of that into one. So that's pretty much it. What do you guys think? Will CTR Nitro-Fueled be the best remaster of the Crash and Spyro ones? That's for you to decide. These are just my thoughts. Do you agree with my thoughts, disagree, whatever the case is? Comment down below. Again, still have some live stream plans for the game when it releases day one. That's also in the description. So, I don't know how to end videos. Get hyped. Until more CTR stuff drops, I'm Marcelo. See you guys later, and take care.